rare Labatt Brewing Company's Streamliner from 1947. During the early 20th century, a lot of beer got transported using the railroad system. Labatt changed this when they abandoned rail shipping and started to move their products on the road. The company did not want to transport the beer on old trucks and wanted it to ride in style. This was the reason they commissioned stunning streamlined billboards that could bring their beer from one town to the next. The trucks got phased out in the 50s but made a comeback in the 70s after one of them was found in London, Ontario. The Streamliner also appeared on a postage stamp from 1996. This terrifying rattle kept kids busy. In the 1930s, who in their right minds would think that it would be alright to give something like this to a kid? During the 1930s, it was the sort of thing that children were given to entertain them and keep them busy. Yes, it did not matter if it was a choking hazard that freaked them out. The rattles were made using lucite, which meant that they were good for teething regardless of how scary they might look like. In that era, toys were hard to buy. For one thing, the country had been going through the Depression, and these things were expensive. The cheaper alternatives were made with corn cob or cloth.
A restored firefighter's bicycle from 1905. Firefighters did not always have their giant trucks. By the turn of the century, some firemen had to patrol on bikes with a hose that could be attached to a source of water. Aside from that, it also has a spot for the crowbar, which can be used to enter buildings, as well as a flashlight to let them see in the dark. According to online sources, these bikes had been built for firemen in the workshops of Birmingham Small Arms in Great Britain. We think that it would be cool to own one of these for a sweet ride. Hopefully, you would not get mistaken for a firefighter. A mummified monk inside a Buddha statue. In 2015, researchers from the Netherlands performed a CT scan on a sitting Buddha statue. Inside, they found things that they did not expect at all. The statue came with a mummified monk who had been in there for a millennium. Inside of simply putting the monk in there, researchers found out that he was full of scraps with Chinese characters on them. To mummify himself, the monk must have been placed on a special diet of toxic tea that would ensure that his body would become too toxic to be infested by maggots. Not many monks did this, but those who did were revered in their community. In Teotihuacan, Mexico, this curious green serpentine mask was found at the base of a Mexican pyramid in 2011. However, this was not the only thing the archaeologists saw there. They found the loot at the Teotihuacan Pyramid of the Sun, and it is believed that it was hidden there as an offering 2,000 years ago. Together with the mask, they found pottery and obsidian pieces right next to the human figurines of the same material. Archaeologists believe that the mask had been part of a ceremony since it was next to another offer. Giant Japanese spider crabs. We know that these creatures look like they came straight from a 50s B movie, but we promise you that they are real. The crustaceans are found in the ocean near Japan, and they hold the record for the longest leg span of an arthropod. They are considered to be delicacies and can go as long as 18 feet. The crab itself can weigh as much as 42 pounds. You do not hear about them often since they reside in very deep holes in the ocean. They are only caught when they go looking for food outside their habitats, but the population has suffered greatly because of overfishing. This photo dates from 1904.
In the case of Jack Daniels, legend has it that the brand's founder, Jasper Newton Jack Daniel, had a mysterious safe that led to his death. One day, after forgetting the combination, he kicked it so hard that he gave himself gangrene. An infection passed from his sore toe to his whole foot, then to his leg, which was amputated. This didn't stop the gangrene from traveling, however, and Daniel ultimately died in 1911, at age 61, of progressive gangrene complications. Since then, the safe has never left his office, which is part of a living museum in Lynchburg, Tennessee. In terms of brand lore, this is Jack Daniel's Heart of the Ocean, a weird talisman that's traveled, untouched, through time. Maybe it's even cursed, but for the first time ever, it's hitting the road. From now until Saturday, you can see the safe that cost the brand its founder at a pop-up experience called Jack Daniel's Lynchburg General Store, located at 155 Fifth Avenue in New York City.